Alright, so this is my idea to share everything I learned with y'all. So I got 9 minutes and 55 seconds left on my video to do that, so I'm gonna do that now, and I'm gonna smoke this blunt while I do it with y'all. So first things first, I want to show you guys how I smoke. So this is my phone is chilling now right here, and I'm just gonna sit down right here by this wall. And you know, one thing I want to mention to y'all first is it's important to be clean. So I got my water here. I'm gonna wash my hands first, just real quick. So wash my hands up and drink a little bit of water. You all should be drinking at least a half gallon of water, spring water per day, non-chlorinated, non-fluoridated spring water, because that's going to help keep your liver and your body clean of any type of impurities that are going to mess with your cognitivity, or whatever, your activity in your brain. It's the truth. Like your diet and your and everything actually makes a huge difference on your state of mind. So you should definitely, I won't say should, but you know, figure out what works for you. So for me, that's a half a gallon to a gallon of water a day, and no meat. But you know, that's just me. You know, other people are different. And I'm very strict about what I eat, especially certain. I stick to a certain set thing. What I do with my body is not necessarily what's gonna work for you, though. But anyway, let me get back on subject, because I do that a lot. Maybe that's one of my flaws I need to work on, is getting off subject. I got a ton of energy, but you know, I got to direct it and focus it. So starting out, like, there are a lot of lessons in the 67 steps that you'll learn that will like bring back ideas that you already had, but it'll just bring them back and wake you up to the fact that they're the truth. Like, it'll give you faith in some of the things that you already know, and then it'll fill you in spots that you don't know stuff. Like, so the beginning, like the first step is like basically like you learn that you're only worth as much as you're worth. You know, you're only going to get back out of life, you know, as much as you put in. So, you know, it's about what we do in this life. Now that's an idea, you know, the idea of purpose. You know, that's the idea of, you know, doing, you know, following your heart, following your dreams, and then really going after them, and you know, understanding, like I remember when I first really understood the idea of purpose, it was well, let me light this blunt. I don't want to say that I first really understood the idea of purpose, but rather I remember the moment that it made sense to me. You know, I remember the moment where I said to myself, I just want to bring good sounds into the earth. You know, I knew that that's what I wanted to do. If I could simplify it down to anything, you know, that was what I said. And even before I started this program, I remember once I posted that on Facebook, I said, you know, I just want to bring good sounds into the earth, because that's my destiny. You know, that's my path. My path is to just, that's what I love. I love making the ideas that I have and bringing them to life in the form of sound. So that's what I want to do. Now, it doesn't mean that's all I'm going to do or all that I can do, but that's my purpose, you know. So I remember that was like one of the initial moments where I said that. I posted it on Facebook, and you know, it wasn't that long ago, but I knew, you know, I was coming here to California, and that kind of like happened right there at that moment. I said, you know, I boiled it down to my whole life. What do I want to do? If there's one thing I can do, what would it do? If I could take everything I did in my whole life and compress it down into one thing, what would it be? It would be that I want to bring good sounds into the earth. That's what I want to do. I want to, I'll sit behind that computer screen and make my ideas come to life. I'll sit in a room with a bunch of musicians, and you give me an instrument and I'll play with them and talk to them, and that's my love. I'm raised a musician. It's what I do. I love it. So that's just one of the ideas. Next idea is like focus. Focus and structure. Focus. There's a certain level of focus that it takes, and in order to succeed, you have to be focused. You have to be moving towards your goal. You have to be doing little things each day, and to get yourself there, to get you ahead a little bit. And